Does the universe have a border? Based on what we know, the universe does not have a clear, physical border. There is a limit to what we can observe, the observable universe. But beyond that, space may extend infinitely, or it could be finite but unbounded. The universe is expanding, but not into anything outside of itself. Whether the universe is truly infinite or finite is still an open question in cosmology.
We know that the universe is expanding, but expanding into what? Nothing. Space itself is expanding.
Observable universe versus entire universe. The concept of the universe having a border is more accurately tied to the idea of the observable universe rather than the entire universe itself. Observable universe. This refers to the portion of the universe that we can see or detect from Earth, which is limited by the distance that light has traveled since the beginning of the universe. About 13.8 billion years ago, light takes time to travel, and because the universe has a finite age, we can only see objects whose light has had enough time to reach us. The current radius of the observable universe is around 46 billion light-years. Cosmic horizon. The edge of the observable universe is sometimes referred to as the cosmic horizon. It's not a physical barrier, but rather the limit of what we can observe, beyond which the light from more distant objects hasn't had time to reach us. However, the observable universe is only a small part of the entire universe. Beyond what we can see, the universe may extend far, far beyond. Infinite or finite universe. When discussing whether the universe has a border, we have to differentiate between two possibilities: an infinite universe or a finite but unbounded one. Infinite universe. One possibility is that the universe is infinite in all directions. If this is the case, there is no edge or border because the universe goes on forever. Space itself would extend infinitely with no limits. This idea can be hard to grasp because, in our everyday experience, almost everything we encounter has a boundary, but in an infinite universe, you could travel in any direction and never reach an edge. Another possibility is that the universe is finite but without any borders. Think of the surface of a sphere, like the Earth. If you were to travel in a straight line around the surface of the Earth, you'd never hit an edge. You'd just go in circles. The surface of the Earth is finite, but there's no edge or border. Similarly, the universe could be finite in size, but curved in such a way that you would never encounter a border, no matter how far you traveled. This concept applies to three-dimensional space, where the universe could curve back on itself, creating a finite but unbounded space. Expansion of the universe. The universe is expanding, meaning that galaxies are moving away from each other as space itself stretches. This expansion is happening everywhere, not just at the edge, which adds to the complexity of understanding whether there's a border. Expansion doesn't imply a border.
Space itself is expanding. For example, two galaxies in our universe are like two pins stuck into this rubber sheet. Space itself is moving at the sheet, and the distance between them is increasing.
It might sound like the universe is expanding into something, but that's not the case. The expansion refers to the stretching of space itself, meaning the distances between galaxies are increasing, but there isn't a pre-existing space into which the universe is expanding. Instead, the fabric of space-time itself is growing. Is there an edge to space? At the current time, there's no evidence that the universe has a physical edge or boundary that you could reach in a conventional sense. If the universe is infinite, then it extends endlessly with no edge. If it's finite but unbounded, then space could be closed in on itself, similar to how a traveler on Earth would never find an edge, but would instead circle the globe. Multiverse and higher dimensions. In some speculative theories, like the multiverse theory, our universe might be one of many, potentially existing in a larger space with other universes. But even in this scenario, each universe might still be self-contained, without a clear border. Other theories, such as those involving higher dimensions, as suggested by string theory, suggest that the universe might be embedded in a higher dimensional space. However, these ideas are purely theoretical and beyond current observational evidence. Cosmic microwave background, CMB. The furthest we can see in the universe is the cosmic microwave background, CMB, the afterglow of the Big Bang. The CMB represents the oldest light we can observe, dating back to about 380,000 years after the Big Bang. Beyond this, the universe was opaque, so we cannot see further back in time with light. However, this isn't a physical border, just a limit to how far back in time we can observe.